A few weeks ago, I finally participated in my first international calisthenics competition. And I finished 14th out of 16, actually, which is pretty bad. But when I came home and told people about it, no one actually knew how a competition actually works. How are we being judged? How the rounds are working? And how do you judge someone doing tricks around the bar? In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything. The battles, the judging, the competition. One thing before we start, you need to know that every calisthenics competition has its own judging system and its own categories. And the number of judges also changes from one competition to another. For example, this will be the biggest calisthenics event that exists nowadays. It has a different judging system too than what I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to give you just the one that was at my competition in Austria. It's going to be the same system at every competition, maybe slightly different, but the system stays the same. So everything starts with the qualification. Every athlete gets one round. You have 1 minute to show everything you've got. You've got to show every skill you can, the best combos, put them together and add up on the different categories that are being judged. And for the categories, let me walk you through them. You have 5 categories. Number 1 is statics. Statics are all the figures that you can hold a certain time. In order for them to be counted in the judging system, you need to hold them 3 seconds. Once you hold them 3 seconds, it counts like a static move. Second category is the dynamics. Dynamics are all the moves that you see around the bar. We can call it 360, the shrimp flip, or 540, anything that is around this bar that is dynamic. The third category is strength dynamic. Strength dynamic is simple. It is all the statics moves that you can include dynamics in it. For example, there's a planche press, front lever raise, or handstand push-up. These are strength dynamics. The fourth category are the combos. How do you combine everything all together? How do you combine the dynamics with the statics, with the strength dynamic moves? And the fifth category, as simple as it is, it's creativity. How creative can you be when you compete? How creative can you make your combos? There's a bitch of a fly here. If we go back to my competition, it was pretty simple because all of 16 of us actually went through the qualification for the round of 16. But the point was to rank ourselves. By ranking yourself in the top 9 of the best athletes, you were able to compete against someone who had a lower level than you. I finished 14th out of 16, so I had to go against the number 6 of the ranking because it was working like this. First goes against the 9th, second goes against the 10th, third goes against the 11th, etc. Now you know the categories, you know how the qualification round works, but maybe I can tell you a bit more about the points. Each category has a number of points. So for example, statics has 50 points, dynamics has 50 points, strength dynamics has 50 points, combos has 50 points, and creativity has 30 points. In each of these categories, these 50 points need to be shared between both athletes. For the qualification, you get a number of points per category. It's very simple. But when you get into the battles, each opponent, so one athlete A against athlete B, both of them will have a certain amount of points from the 50 points that are distributed. For example, in statics, you have 50 points. If someone does better statics than the other one, he will get most likely 40 points and the other one only 10. There's a big difference. In the round of 16, you do the battles. They are 2 times 45 seconds for each athlete. So the first one goes, then the second, then the first one again, and then the second. There's no break in between. There's only 45 seconds, which means it's pretty fast, pretty intense. So I was up against Peter, a guy from Hungary who was very strong, who finished 6th at the qualifying. It's pretty hard for me to compete against this, but I had to give it everything. So I had my first 45 seconds, I did a lot of dynamics. I tried skills that I've never even caught in training because I had to show up and try to beat Peter. Then he did his round of 45 seconds. And then I did my second round of 45 seconds where I did more statics, more strength dynamics. And I tried to get as many points as I could in comparison to Peter in each category. At the end of those 4 rounds, you beat up. You're done. And then the judges have to analyze again all of your rounds to check how they are going to distribute each points in each category. At the end, for me, it was that Peter won the statics category with, I don't know how many points again. I won the dynamics category because actually Peter was ripped, so he couldn't do any dynamics. Then he won the strength dynamics category and the combos 2 and the creativity 2. So I didn't win many categories, to be honest. Once against 4. And at the end, the total amount of points logically went for Peter. So he could move on to the quarterfinals. And then you have exactly the same system from the quarterfinals to the semifinal to the final. And at the end, you have a winner. At the end, I drove 4.5 hours to lose in the round of 16. But it's just the experience that is so good. So if you're doing calisthenics and you think you could try to compete, just try it out once. It will give you so much motivation. I never had so much motivation after a competition. That's because you just get to know so many new athletes that you've never seen before. You see their style, you see how they train, you see their mentality. And all this, when it comes together, it's just a big bomb for you to explode in training. Now that you know how the judging works, how a calisthenics competition works, it's not only about pull-ups, I've heard it many times. There's a big strategy behind calisthenics competitions. And yeah, maybe I will do another one soon enough. I'll keep you posted. If you want to watch my whole round, it's on my Instagram, my YouTube, my TikTok. I've documented my whole competition there. You have 3 parts, 3 reels that you can just look at, 5 minutes, and then you know everything about the personal experience I had, because I just used my competition right now for the example of how the judging system works in freestyle calisthenics. And if you want to know more about how I train calisthenics and maybe see some funny videos out of it, please hit the subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video.